check it and bounce.
I didn't insist on these stakes, Mr. Warren.
I know. I'm an honorable man, Mr. Bradner. I insist on paying my debt.
With that?
Well, I've been told it's worth well over $3,500.
You don't mind coming with me? I can get it appraised right now. You might have noticed there's a jewelers convention in the hotel.
What a strange coincidence. I trust you, Mr. Bradner. But if it's all the same to you, I'll wait here.
Did you find the letters?
It's all taken care of.
I'd like to get this over with as soon as possible. I assume you were discreet.
I am always discreet. I flew in secretly from Mexico City. I have witnesses to prove I'm still there.
An ironclad alibi.
Yes.
I have witnesses to prove that I'm still in Palm Springs, where I'm giving a party for Spiro Agnew's latest novel.
Yeah, they told me the ring is easily worth $3,500, but your debt is only $640.
Well, I'd be willing to dispose of the ring and settle the debt for $1,000 in cash.
I'd advise you to give up backgammon, Mr. Warren.
I'm going back to whist. Annie.
How much was it for this time, Floyd?
$640.
Oh, Floyd, and you had to gamble away my wedding ring.
Annie, tomorrow, I promise you, I'll see a psychiatrist.
Oh.
I'll make it out to you.
Mrs. Warren, I'll still be in town for a few days if by some stroke of luck you're in a position to reclaim the...
No. The wages of weakness, sir. Now, Floyd lost. We pay. Could I just, please ask you a favor? Could I see the ring for one last time? Thank you. Take me home, Floyd. Thank you, sir.
Did you get the money?
I think you laid it on a bit thick, dear.
Floyd, I can't help myself. Sometimes I just get carried away.
How about a nip of wine, Eddie?
You betcha.
And now, to complete our tribute, to 100% Warren, I've called upon Malcolm the Maven.
100% was no ordinary hustler. He was the king. 100% had credentials. Maybe not always his own, but you could lay odds he took from the very best. To this day, when practitioners of our particular persuasion convene in convivial congregation, but always, I might add, in small numbers, so as to keep one step ahead of the bunco squad, 100% will be remembered for some of the greatest cons in history. 1928, the big Chicago store. 1940, the stock certificate scam. Those certificates,
they're all here.
they were suitable for framing.
Cowboy Schnitzer.
51, the Natchez Riverboat.
Bathhouse Brannigan.
1962.
Indiana Joe over there.
Great Sweetgrass Caper.
Frisco
Another
Fanny.
classic.
All here.
74. The
He was an
Bicentennial
inspiration.
Box. 2 years.
I have to tell you, I had to put every one of these characters in the slammer at one time or another.
A year did not go by wherein 100% did not contribute something new to the profession. I never met a man who made use of his opposing thumbs so well. I think he will always be remembered for being a gentleman. For you see, he never, ever sent anyone to the river.
That was just beautiful.
Annie, 100%, I'm sure, is resting very happily to know that we're all here.
Thanks for the flowers, Benny.
Our darling Annie, we'll be seeing you.
I'll never forget him. Hiya, Pete. Still with the fuzz?
Annie, if you need me, just call me, huh?
Peter?
I'll see you later. I'm gonna take Annie home. Yeah. Fine. Come on, I'll take you home. What a rotten break. Such a senseless accident.
Who said it was an accident?
Well, the police said it was hit and run, Annie.
The police, they weren't there. That car came right for us. That was no accident, that was murder. Yeah, you don't believe me either. Well, I still have this. That was our cush. That's all I have left. But I will give it to you if you will find Floyd's murderer.
What can I find out that the police already haven't? Annie, there were no known witnesses except yourself. And your recollection is pretty hazy. You couldn't remember the license number? You didn't recognize the driver?
It was still murder.
Look, why would anybody want to kill Floyd? I know he had some enemies along the way, but why now?
Well, that's what I'm going to find out, with or without your help. There was a time, like Malcolm said, that, we were riding on champagne. Winters in Palm Springs and summers on the Cape. Lately, though, we were lucky to have grocery money. So who's gonna hit Floyd? All I know is he was murdered. Pete, don't move. Floyd and I always put a piece of string up there, just in case the bunco squad came. And the match straight, I left it crooked. Somebody's been here.
Yeah, thanks.
I didn't know you were into urban renewal.
A contribution to the bicentennial.
Uh-huh. Did you find anything?
The gas stove was left on. Any kind of a spark, even some static electricity could have set it off.
No signs of anything incendiary?
Nothing suspicious that I can see.
I don't care what he says. You know damn well that a professional could rig an explosion and not leave a trace.
Oh, yeah. I can see some mechanic casing the joint, figuring out a device, and then setting it so to blast off when the door's open for maybe a couple of $1,000. But who was going to put up that kind of money to blow away Apple Annie?
The same upstanding citizen that ran down an over-the-hill convent.
Yeah.
This is all that's left. Oh, a gift from Philo the forger, a notary seal. Oh, and Floyd's toupee. He looked just like Ronald Coleman in this.
I'm sorry for your trouble, Annie.
Well, it's all gone. How do you know who you are when everything's gone?
I know who you are, Annie. And what you need right now is a place to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to have a place to stay. You can't stay here.
Mac will love having you stay with him.
Some sort of a What's that?
You'll be a great comfort to her.
Oh, now, wait a minute. What would my friends say, me living with an ex-cop?
She's got a reputation to keep an eye on, you know, and my place is pretty small, Annie.
Wait a minute. What do you mean, a small place? You raised 4 daughters out there.
They were tiny little girls like that. It's way out in the valley, Annie.
She'll love it. Believe me, she'll love it.
Pete, this is not going to work out. I mean, a lady like Annie here, she's got to have her freedom, sort of a quiet, peace and quiet. I got those chickens, a rooster in the morning.
Chickens?
You
got chickens?
In the morning, the rooster.
Chickens?
Well, I got a couple of little ones, yeah.
Oh, have you got a garden, too?
You wouldn't even call it a garden, Mac. It's a horticultural work of art.
Nothing's growing right now.
You'd love it, believe me. I'm telling you, wait till you see it. It's a fantastic place. Do you garden?
Oh, I've wet nursed a rhododendron or two.
I don't have any rhododendrons.
Oh, well, I can teach you how to raise rhododendrons. I started one from an itsy-bitsy plant like this. It grew up to be a great, big, magnificent... What kind of mulch do you use?
No, there's no room for the mulch. I don't use any mulch.
I don't like mulch.
Could you 2 experts talk about this on your own time? I got other things to do.
Well, all right. I'll move in with you, but only on one condition. No hanky-panky.
Well, that's what it says. A friend of hers, Peterson T. Ryan. Well, that's what I'm going to find out. What do you mean, forget it? She saw us. Do you want to take that kind of chance?
This is the kitchen. You ripped those off.
I pull my own weight, McBride. I'm no freeloader.
Principles. It's what made our country great.
I like a nice brisket now and then. I'll cook it for you.
You think I'll eat a stolen brisket?
Pâté de foie gras. $21.95. Why, that's highway robbery. Annie! Annie! We're gonna
redo you from head to toe. Oh. I know you're still in mourning, but I was told definitely that this wardrobe was coordinated to go with grief.
Right in here, fellas.
See?
What?
Isn't that pretty?
What's all this? Lady, you see this?
Too.
That's what they call an entertainment center. Isn't that terrific?
Oh, if Floyd saw me in this, he'd turn over in his grave.
I have others.
Yeah, but Annie likes to watch Sesame Street, and everybody knows you can count.
Huh?
Hey, Pete, this is heavy. Yeah, okay. Put it back in there, will you?
That's a
In the living room.
I've got others.
Who's paying for all this?
Oh, I got up a little raffle for Annie, Mac. I put you in for 50 tickets.
Me? 50
Mr. McBride, she's been wiped out.
All right, let's call her a disaster area and apply for a government loan.
One day, Mac, you look back on this, you'll be sorry you said that.
I beg your pardon. Are you watering my creeping Charlie with muscatel?
Well, it looked pale. Come to think about it, you don't look too good yourself.
Mac, the bread.
And look, I hate to be petty, but who's minding the store?
You know, you were going to be so proud of me. When I was working late last night, the police called.
What police?
Oh, well, they were looking for Annie, but I told them I didn't know a thing about it.
What did I do? Lately, that is.
Well, George Bradner, the gentleman with whom you were transacting business, he's filed charges.
He's Now I'm harboring a fugitive.
Mac, take it easy, huh? Take it easy.
Will you, Mac? Take it easy. Wait a minute. How did the police know to call our office for Annie?
I don't know.
Did the officer leave his name?
Yeah, Sergeant Gomez, downtown.
Get him on the phone. Gomez? I didn't know Gomez.
What did the police say this morning when you checked them out?
Well, they're still looking for the white Cadillac. There's nothing new, just, See you, Pete.
See you, fellas.
Bye, boys.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold it, fellas. You got $10.
$10? What do you want $10 for?
Thanks. See you.
Wait a minute.
I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. Don't worry about it. Yeah, what's that?
Mr. McBride?
Yes.
There is no Sergeant Gomez downtown.
Let me talk to him. Frank McBride here. Oh, Leo. Leo, maybe you can help me. Do you know anything about the charges filed against an Annie Warren? Who? Wasn't there a George Bradner filed charges against Annie Warren?
Wait a minute. I think we got something on Bradner here. Yeah. He's on a slab in a morgue. Auto accident this morning. Drove off a freeway ramp. Fell asleep at the wheel by the looks of it. Why?
I'll get back to you, Leo. Thanks. Bradner's dead. It's an automobile accident. What charges were filed?
Wow. Talk about coincidences.
No coincidence. Things are shaping down now. It may not be that Floyd was the prime target. Maybe it was Bradner.
But because Annie and Floyd were at the hotel with Bradner, they were marked as his associates, which meant they had to go too.
Well, what's the next move, gang?
The next move? We find out what Bradner was into and who wanted him dead.
Never mind. What is this?
Rhubarb and sauerkraut. Drink it while it's fresh squeezed. That's what kept Floyd cute and sexy.
At 5:30 in the morning. My rooster isn't up yet.
Oh, just like Floyd, always belittling. Sit down and drink your juice.
Oh. Aren't you having anything?
What? You think I'm crazy? What's the matter? Ain't you hungry?
Yeah. I need a fork.
Oh, well, I'll get you one. Left it in the skillet.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Very good. Well, don't be so surprised. You know, pound for pound, I'm one hell of a woman.
Yeah.
I wish I'd married him.
You were never married to Floyd?
How can you trust a con man?
You lived with him for over 40 years.
50. I guess we conned each other into loving. Hey, that's a switch. Eat your kippers.
I am.
Oh.
Oh, this is good.
I'm glad.
Didn't I tell you it would work out? Give it a couple more days, you forget about that wild bachelor life of yours. Hello, Annie.
Oh, you look like you could use an eye-opener.
You're right. Hey, Mac.
Huh?
You know that theory of yours about Bradner? Huh? It was simple, it was logical, and inventive. It was also wrong. Yeah, I talked to the widow. She came out from Cleveland to claim the body. He checks out clean. Thanks. What is that?
Rhubarb and sauerkraut. It keeps you cute and sexy.
That could stop a charging elephant. Do you know that you tried this?
Pete, if I wanted to get a character reference on some man, I wouldn't ask his widow.
I double-checked it, Mac. I checked it out with his padre and a newspaper man. He's a solid citizen.
How clean?
Shaker Heights, father of two, fundraiser for the muscular dystrophy campaign. He's got a war record that'd make Pappy Boynton look like a coward. If he had an enemy, it would be because he had a bird sanctuary and didn't take in crippled pigeons.
Salt Pineapple took Greasy Thumb Mungo to see the opera Pagliacci the night before he blew him away. Something missing.
What's that?
What do you, Bradner, and Floyd have in common?
They've got one thing in common, Mac. The hotel room.
Oh, now, McBride, I have told you everything. I have nothing more to add.
I think maybe if we checked her into that hotel room, might jog her memory, you know. Something she's overlooked.
Now, Mac, we can't expose Annie like that. She'd be a walking target. Last night when I got back to my pad, they tossed it. That means the killer is looking for any lead he can get to Annie.
Floyd is dead. Now, if you can catch him, I'm not going to stand in the way.
All right. Let's go over it one more time.
Oh.
Come on.
She's done it 12 times. She's tired.
I don't care how many times she's done it. It doesn't make any difference. We got to find out what's missing, you understand? It's the only lead we got.
Annie. Once more, huh? Now, after the backgammon game, Floyd and Bradner make the deal for the ring, right?
Right.
Then you come in.
Mm-hmm.
Then what happened?
Well, I start this crying jag because Floyd has gambled everything away, and so I ask Bradner if I can look at the ring for one last time. So the mark gives me the ring, and I look at it, and I start bawling, and then I pull out my handkerchief, and I came over here to the window. And then I switched the real stone to the fake stone, and then I bawled harder than ever, and that was Floyd's cue to get us out of here.
The same old story, Pete. Zilch.
Wait a minute. In that room over there, on the floor above us, there were two men. They must have seen us. That's what's missing, isn't it? That's the something new. These two men were exchanging money. And they must have seen us. I didn't get a very good look. It was awfully fast because they pulled the shade down, but it was a big bundle.
You said they saw you.
Yeah.
That's when they saw 100% and probably Bradner, too.
That's it. You saw something you shouldn't have seen. You saw two men exchanging money. Now, Floyd and Bradner have been blown off the map for that. That's why you're next, Annie.
Yeah.
Tell me about these men. Tell me, what do they look like?
They were business types. They both wore dark suits. There was something familiar about one of them. He was definitely on the shady side.
Could you recognize these men from a mug book?
I damn sure try.
Which apartment?
That one.
14, 15, 16, 3 windows in from the street. Is that it?
Yep.
Malcolm, check out that apartment. But be careful. We're not dealing with the YWCA. I'm going to take Annie back to the office. I'll have Mac take her downtown and check out some of those mug shots. Morning, Maggie.
Hi, Mr. Ryan. No, he just called. He and Annie are still downtown going through those mug shots.
Oh, yeah. Well, for her, that'd be like leafing through her high school yearbook. What's that?
Chicken soup.
Thanks, Mac.
Pete, what happened to you?
I cased the apartment from stem to stern. To use a figure of speech, it belonged to a hooker. I gotta tell you something, Pete. I think Annie lost some of her marbles.
A lady of the evening's pad? Well, that doesn't rule out the possibility that she could have seen 2 men exchanging money.
No way, Pete. Please believe me. She wasn't even there. She had the flu.
You went beyond the call of duty, Malcolm.
It was for a worthy cause. It was the least I could do.
Gesundheit.
Gesund, you should.
You must be crazy calling me here. I only wanted one man out of the way. One man. Suddenly it's a bloodbath.
We both have ambitions, Collins. You see, yours are political, but mine are to remain faceless. I must find this woman now. Once this business gets into the papers, it'll be too late.
Now, what could she have seen in that instant when the window shade flew up? She's a doddering old lady, at best a dubious witness, and we're both protected by ironclad alibis.
She saw my face. I'm a professional man, Collins. I have a contract in Cairo in 2 weeks. Another one in Dubrovnik in December. Like you, I have a family. I have a daughter who's in the conservatory, a son who's in medicine, and I will not be compromised. Do you understand this?
What do you need?
I want a layout of McBride's house. Since she's not at Ryan's apartment, I deduce this is where the woman must be hidden.
Do you know what you're asking?
Yes, you're a politician. You have access. Find a way.
Up a story like that.
I didn't say you did, Annie. We could have made the mistake.
Listen, this was no working girl's pad. Now, they decorate in red with lots of mirrors and polar bear rugs on the floors, flocked wallpaper. This place was pea soup green.
Annie,
Gesundheit.
thank you. According to Malcolm, but he...
I know what I saw. Now, this fox was handing over the money. And he's familiar to me. I've seen him someplace before, too.
Well, if he's a known felon, his picture would be in the mug book. What are you doing?
Well, what does it look like I'm doing? I'm spraying bugs.
You can't do... No, those sprays are poison. Pete, this is a completely organic garden, Annie.
You want bugs and weeds? Be my guest.
What weed? That's my spinach, no!
Well, that's funny. That doesn't look like the frozen stuff to me.
Annie, maybe Sesame Street is on now, or the Petals and Bam Bam.
Oh, I might have missed it.
I told you it'd only be a matter of time before she got through to you.
Pete, you've got to do something about this.
Mr. McBride!
Oh, I beg you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
I'm rapidly coming to the conclusion that her story does not hold water.
4 in the side pocket. You know about the formula?
Jawohl. I'm also concluding that we're crazy in pursuing this.
You forget Floyd and Bradner?
And the explosion that nearly blew Annie away?
And this little booby in the other side pocket.
5 on the side says you can't make that shot.
You're on.
Pete, we're against a stone wall. We haven't got a clue. We haven't got a glimmer.
You want more than 2 corpses and a hitman that won't give up?
McBride here.
A little English on the 7 to bank against the rail, to connect with 10, to 8, to 3, and a kiss on the lips.
I'd rather you didn't. 25 says you won't make that shot.
Yes, I tried to get back.
You're a doctor. It's up to you, John. But why is it?
You know, I should know better than to play pool with any of the Aerosmith. It'd be cheaper with Minnesota fats.
You owe me 30 on the side.
Please, just excuse me. Maggie!
Your set's gone haywire.
Use the one in Annie's room. Yes, you were saying, Mrs. Thompson.
No fun watching a road.
Well, we just can't get around to that. In that case, I'm sorry, but I suppose we'd better back off the case. I'm very sorry.
Please.
Thank you, Mr.
Against the wall. Spread them.
Well, hold on, please, Mrs. Townsend.
Oh, she still want the 10 grand to follow her husband around? Didn't you tell her we were not in that kind of business?
This is better? Looking for an apartment in a high-rise that doesn't exist?
That's him, the creep.
And I don't intend to change
Who?
my style.
The one who was handing over the money.
On the issues, I'd like to think that my record as county supervisor will speak for itself. I'm my own man. I owe nobody any political IOUs.
That's Collins, the county supervisor. Annie, you said that your man was a known crook. He's a politician.
So how wrong was I?
But I'm taking
Collins tied up with a hitman. It's impossible. He's Mr. Clean. He could run for the Pope and make it.
That is the man I saw.
Oh, no. We don't really know what you saw for him. We haven't got a motive. We haven't even got an apartment.
This area. As part
Where
of
you
the
going?
25 city.
I am going to draw a pint of goat's milk from Maggie's cold, okay?
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration announced today that the 55 miles per hour speed limit and seatbelts are here to stay.
What's wrong?
The 13th floor. There is no 13th floor in any building. 14, 15, 16. I had Malcolm check out a lady of the evening's apartment on the 16th floor.
You sent Malcolm to the 16th. He should have gone to the 17th, where Annie saw the 2 men.
Just because he's a politician, they think he's so high and mighty. Just because Floyd and me, the only difference between Floyd and him and me is that we never ran for office. You like carrots, don't you? Wait a minute, I'll get you a tomato for dessert.
Get over to the hotel. See what you can sniff out. Okay.
It will soon be over.
What happened? What's wrong? It was him. The one I saw with the gloves.
You all right?
Yes.
Jail, 187 clear, 1L10
Lieutenant, what can you tell us? Can you give us a statement?
Okay, here are the facts. At approximately 5:30 p.m. in response to a call from an executive of the Hampton Construction Company, the police were summoned to Mayfair Arms, apartment 17F, the residence of Tyler Hampton. Upon arrival, we discovered Hampton, a male Caucasian, dead. Apparent cause of death, according to the medical examiner, suicide. Approximate time of death 4 days ago.
Did he leave a suicide note?
No, we didn't.
That would make it Saturday.
That's perfect. That's the day
There'll be no more questions.
Annie saw the whole killer through the window.
Do you think that his death was in any way connected with the grand jury investigation of the 18 workmen who were killed last July on one of Hampton's construction projects?
No comment.
Well, okay, that's it. Let's go.
Mac, let's go to the police with our theory
No,
that
no,
Hampton's suicide was a murder. Believe me.
No, you're wrong. It's too late.
Look,
It's,
will you try this on for size? Wait a second. Just try this on for size.
I can straighten you out in one...
Collins was tossing government contracts to Hampton, right?
This is true, but let me tell you.
Can we just follow that through, see where it goes?
One word.
Everything was going smoothly, huh?
You're wasting your time.
Preferential kickbacks, the works, everything, awards, the whole thing until the 18 guys were killed on the job and then bango. Right. Now that's a fact.
That's a fact, but it's got nothing to do with the case.
Charged with political negligence.
All right.
Hampton pleads for a bargain. He sings to the grand jury. He wants Collins to take half of the rap. That would sink a budding political career. Now, doesn't that figure?
Yes, you're quite right. And that's why Collins had Hampton killed.
Right.
Making the murder look like a suicide.
Right.
And that's what Annie saw, the payoff.
That's right.
Yes, it's a great scenario, but it's got one flaw.
What's that?
Collins was in Palm Springs the day of the murder.
He was
in Palm Springs, yes.
Well, why didn't you tell me that before?
I couldn't get a word, and you wouldn't let me, Maggie. Am I right? I couldn't get a word.
Fellas, whoa. There's got to be a way to nail Collins. Otherwise, Annie is still the target.
Yeah. We can't go to the police with a theory. You can't do that.
Hold it.
What?
I got a way to smoke out the killer, and him too.
How?
Annie.
Yes, what can I do for you, Mrs. Warren?
Floyd's dead, and I know what happened. Now, nothing I can say is going to bring him back, but I'm not getting any younger. And I have reached rock bottom. Now, I know this is going to make your heart bleed, but I am willing to forget what I saw through that window.
Now, what are you talking about? What are you driving at? What window?
You know what I'm getting at. Now, listen, I need cash. I found me a little shack in San Bernardino for only $18,750. Now, you get that money up, because that ain't much considering Floyd's gone.
Yeah, well, I can have nothing but the greatest sympathy for you, Mrs. Warren, but...
Oh, you damn well better get that money. And tomorrow, at 5 o'clock, it's at the car wash at Santa Monica and Bernardine. And I'll be there. And you look for me at the hot dog stand. I'm the one with the black veil.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you find me attractive at all?
Well, I hadn't really still... What?
What is this stuff?
This is turnip juice and zucchini juice, and you better drink it. She just squoze it, fresh. You really think she's got a sister in Tucson?
Don't tell me you're worried about her.
Me? I'm worried about Tucson.
Ready, Annie?
Oh,
Yes. I know that Floyd can rest in peace because of you two. I was wondering, you know that ring I gave you?
Oh, yeah, of course, yes, here it is.
Oh, no. I don't want it. You earned
please,
it. I
please,
insist.
no.
I just wondered if I could look at it for one last time.
Why, of course.